Hi there. Welcome to your sensory examination. We are going to be testing all sorts of senses today. I'm sure you're familiar with the 5 main senses that we're often taught in elementary school, kindergarten, that sort of thing. We have vision, we have hearing, taste, smell, and touch. But actually, there are more senses in the body than that. So a sense is a way that our body gathers information, that our brain gathers information. And I want to test your body's ability to gather information. So I'd love to start with some sensation tests. We're going to be focusing on the face as well as the arms. There are some tests that the face is a little delicate for, so we'll use those on the hands and arms, but I would like to start with your face if you don't mind. Okay, so I would like to start with some light touch. If you could just tell me when you feel me touching your face. Good. 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 Yep. Good. Okay, good. Now I am going to test just some static movement here. So I'm not even really going to press. I'm just going to place my finger, for example, here. You feel that okay? Okay, and what about here? Good. Good. Okay. Good. 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 Yep. Excellent. And then we'll try a sliding movement. So like this, for example. Like that, or like that. You feel that okay? All right. Good. Yep. Good. Excellent. Good. Now let's try with some pressure this time. So just let me know when you feel pressure. Good. 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 Yep. Good. 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 Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. Now we are going to test some vibration sense as well as temperature sense. So to do that, I am going to use a tuning fork. And the first thing you will be able to feel is the vibration. When it touches your skin, it's likely going to stop pretty shortly, and then you'll feel the cold. So you just let me know when you feel the vibration, and then when you feel the cold. Vibration. Cold. Good. Vibration. Cold. Vibration. Cold. Vibration. Good. Cold. Cold. Good. Vibration. Cold. Vibration. Cold. Excellent. So now we are going to test your nociception, which is your ability to feel pain. Now, even though I say pain, we are going to stimulate the nociceptors very gently using a toothpick here. I will just be gently running the toothpick, just like this, on your face, and as you can see right here, it's not breaking the skin, it doesn't hurt, but it's just enough that your nociceptors will register that sensation. So I'm going to test it right on your jaw here, show you that it's not actually painful. Okay? All right, so you just tell me when you feel the toothpick. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Yep. Good. Good. I'm going to keep this on the exterior of your face. That's a little less sensitive. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Good. Good. Now, we're going to bring a cotton bud into the picture. This time, I'm going to have you distinguish between a soft touch with this cotton bud and a sharp touch with this toothpick. This time, instead of a scraping, I'm just going to poke you like this. And as you can see, it's not going to break the skin. It's not going to be painful, but you will register it as a concentrated point of pressure. So just tell me if you feel the soft or the sharp touch. Soft. Sharp. Soft. Sharp. Soft. 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 Sharp. 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 Soft. 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 Sharp. Sharp. Soft. 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 Excellent. Now, with your head, I want to test a sense called proprioception. Proprioception essentially tells you where your body is in position in space. For example, proprioception tells me that my finger is currently up. I know that my finger is up even if I close my eyes and I do it. I can still feel that my finger is pointing up. So we are going to test that with your head. I'm going to move your head around and you just tell me where you think your head is in space. So is it looking up? Is it tilted to the side? Is it down? Turned to one side? Things like that. All right? Okay, so let me go ahead and just hold on to your head here. And you just tell me where you think your head is in space. So if I do this, where do you think your head is? Pointing up. Good. And what about one of these? Yep, tilted to the side. Good. How about that? Turn to one side. Good. And like this. Tilted down. Good. And how about here? Tilted to the side. Good. And what about that one? Yep, turn to one side. Very good. So let's go ahead and do these same tests, but this time it is going to be on your arms. So for the arms, we are not going to be using our cotton buds here, but instead we will be using the rest of these tools. We are going to do light touch like this. We can do pressure like this. We can test our cold and vibration sense. Using the tuning fork here. We have our nociception which we can test with the pinwheel here. We can test the difference between soft and sharp with a little ball of cotton. Soft and sharp. And for our proprioception, we want to test whether you can feel if your finger is up or if it's down. If it's up or if it's down. So I'll just be moving your finger to test if you can tell where it is in space. For the light touch, I'm just going to use my fingers here. So you just tell me when you feel a touch like this. Okay? All right. Just tell me you feel the touch. Good. Yep. Good. Good. Yep. Good. Yes. Yep. Good. Good. Now let's go ahead and do our pressure. So this time, tell me when you feel me push down onto your arms or your hands, okay? Right. Good. Yep. Good. Yep. Good. Yep. Excellent. So let's go ahead and get our vibration and cold sense. Vibration. Cold. Good. Vibration. Cold. Vibration. Cold. Vibration. Cold. Good. Vibration. Cold. Vibration. Cold. Very good. So, for the nociception testing for your arms, we're going to use this Wartenberg pinwheel. And while we could use this on the face, it is just a touch harsh, but the arms can stand that little bit of sharpness a lot better. as you can see, it will not harm you at all. So, you just tell me when you feel the pinwheel, alright? Okay. Good. Mm-hmm. Yep. Good. Mm-hmm. Yep. Good. Mm-hmm. There we go. Good. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep. Good. Okay. As for the soft and sharp, we are going to be using a little cotton ball on our tweezer here. And then we do have our toothpick, and this is a little harder to feel than on the face, so I'll just be doing one of these, just like with the cotton ball. So, just have you tell me whether you feel the soft or sharp. Soft. Soft. Sharp. Sharp. Soft. Sharp. Soft. Soft. Sharp. Soft. Soft. Sharp. Very good. So for proprioception, I will be moving your finger up or down. You just tell me whether it feels like it is pointing upwards or down. So if we go like this, how does that feel? Feels like it's pointing up. Good. And how about now? Pointing up. Okay. Down. Up. Down. Up. Good. Down. 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 Up. Down. Up. Down. Wonderful. So I am going to be testing your hearing both with headphones and without. And to start, we are going to put on a pair of headphones on you. Just going to put these on your head. Those fit okay? Is that better? Good. Now, I'm just going to have you tell me what sound do you hear over the headphones, alright? So let me go ahead and just start that, and just tell me what kind of sound do you hear? Good. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Now, I am going to have you tell me what sound most sounds like the word that I'll give you. You will have two options, so you just tell me one or two. Our first one is rustling. Rustling. So there will be two sounds that play. You tell me which one sounds more like rustling. One or two. Good, okay. And what about running water? Running water. Which of these sounds is more like running water? Good. And how about crackling? What sounds more like crackling? And crinkling. Good. And how about brushing? What sounds more like brushing, as in hair brushing? Good. And rain. Which of these sounds are more like rain? Okay, very good. I'm going to take those headphones from you. And we are going to test some frequencies using a few different tuning forks here. You just tell me if you can hear this or not. Maybe a little faint. Okay, let's try it again. Mm-hmm. Good. Now tell me about the quality of that sound. Is it low-pitched, high-pitched? What kind of pitch does it sound like? It's quite low. Good. How about this one instead? What's that tuning fork like? Yes, it's quite high pitched. This one is 2048 hertz. It does sound like a bell, yes. What about this one? That one's got quite the sustain on it, doesn't it? So tell me about that tuning fork in relation to the other two. Okay, so it's higher than the first one, but lower than the second. Good. Last one. Might recognize that one. And what was the sound quality, or the pitch quality rather, of that particular tuning fork? Yes, it is the second lowest. That one is our 256 hertz tuning fork and also has a substantial sustain like our 512. So we are now going to move on to a whispering test. If I could just have you tell me what word I'm whispering. Right. Orange. Turquoise. Blue. Pink. Ivory. Yellow. Black. Green. Purple. Chartreuse. Gold. Silver. Apricot. Fuchsia. Magenta. Ecru. Good. Did those all come in loud and clear? Were they easy enough to hear? Excellent. Last hearing test. I'm going to be using some finger rubs here, and you just tell me whether you hear it on the left side or the right side. All right? Okay. Good. Yep. Yes. Good. Excellent. Yep. Yep. Yes. Both. Excellent. So we are going to be moving on to some vision tests. I'm going to have a few different resources here. So let's go ahead and start with the Snellen chart. Alrighty. So this is our Snellen chart right here. I'm just going to have you tell me what letter I am pointing to, and this will test your visual acuity. So we're going to start real easy. What letter do we have right here? E, very good. And how about on line 2 here? F, P, very good. And how about line 3? T, O, Z or Z. How about line 4, but backwards? D, E, P, L. Good. Now if you could just cover your left eye here and just tell me what is on line number 5. P, E, C, F, D, excellent. How about right here? E, D, F, C, Z, P. Good. Now, if you could just switch to the other eye here. Let's go ahead and read line 7 backwards. D, Z, P, O, L, E, F. Good. And how about line 8 forwards? D, E, F, P, O, T, E, C. Now you can go ahead and uncover both eyes, and we're going to do line 9 backwards here. You see this okay? Right? T, C, F, D, O, F, E, L. And can you get to line 10 here? This would be 20/20 vision. F, D, L, T, C, E, O. Excellent. Now, just for funsies, do you think you can do line 11 right here? We'll give it a shot. F, E, C, L, G, F, T, S. Very good. Next, we're going to test your color vision. So let's go ahead and just flip through this for a second. Yeah. Let's start right here. Can you tell me what numbers are in the middle of these two plates? We have a 5 and a 7. Good. What about these two? What numbers do you see in the middle of these plates? 26, 42. Excellent. And what numbers do you see in these plates? Very good. There are no numbers here. What colors can you identify in these? Red, kind of an orangey yellow, greens, some teals, brown, red, dark orange, kind of a light green there, a little bit on the sickly tone, huh? And some teals. Good. What kind of numbers do you see here? Good. There are no numbers here as well. And can you just draw a path for me in these plates? Where does the path go? Good. Just like this. Do you see any numbers in these? 16, 73. Good. What about here? 5, 3. Good. What about this one? 12. Excellent. And what about these? 35. 96. Excellent. So let's go ahead and move on to testing peripheral vision. So if you could just focus right here on my nose and don't move your eyes from this spot, just tell me when you see my fingers wiggling. Good. Yep. Good. Yes. Yep. Good. Yep. Good. Excellent. Yep. Yep. Good. Yes. Good. Yep. 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 Yes. Excellent. Now we are going to move on to your sense of smell. Let me go ahead and grab my little vials real quick. There we go. So I have some different vials here. I just want you to tell me what smell you can fetter out. So we'll start with this one. You just tell me what this smells like. Good. That is lemon. And what about this one? Good. That one is cloves. Not my favorite spice by any means. Not when you've had clove oil after surgery. Not fun. How about this Yep, that one is just regular isopropyl alcohol. Good. How about this one? Mint. Now, if you could just close off one of your nostrils. Good. I'll grab another. What's that one? Cinnamon. Yep. Coffee. Good. Now, if you could just close off the other side. Now, this one, you can just tell me the general smell. You don't need to get specific, okay? You'll see what I mean. Yes, that one we just call floral. So it's a little bit of a mix of flowers. It's kind of a rosy honeysuckle sort of thing, but we just call that floral. And this one you're not going to want to sniff too hard. What's this one? Yes, that is chili. Very good. Chili powder. And last one, you can go ahead and uncover both of your nostrils there. And again, this one, you don't want to snort too hard. What is this smell? Garlic. Yep, a little bit of garlic oil. Very good. So we got all of those. Now we are just going to be testing your sense of taste. Let me go ahead and just get a little bit. You just tell me what kind of taste you get. Now all these little samples are disposable, so don't have to worry about any contamination there. You just tell me what this tastes like. Good, that's sweet. Use the other side of our stick here, our specimen stick. What about this one? Salty. Excellent. Other side. Good, that one's better. How about that one? Sour. One last one. Good, that one, yes, some people know it straight away as umami. Some people have it as more of a meaty taste. That one was a little bit of soy sauce. So another way you can get an umami flavor is mushrooms and also anchovies as well. They don't taste fishy, they taste umami. Now, we are going to test your sense of balance. That is one of your very important senses. So, I'm going to have you stand up for me. Okay? I'm going to have you put your arms straight out in front of you. Good. And I'm going to have you close your eyes. Now, when you do, I'll make sure that you're not going to fall, but just try to stay still, okay? All right, just go ahead and close your eyes. We'll just watch for any swaying. Make sure that you're stable. Your sense of balance is governed by 3 different systems, and if one of them is impaired, the other 2 can take over, but you need at least 2 to maintain balance. Okay, there you go. Now, I am going to have you put your arms down. This time I'm going to very gently push you while your eyes are closed. And again, I'll make sure you don't actually fall. Just want to make sure that you can right yourself, even if you are pushed a bit, okay? Okay, go ahead and close your eyes. Okay. Good. All right, you can go ahead and sit back down and keep your eyes open. The very last thing we have to do is a little questionnaire. Interoception is a little hard to test casually, so I'm going to ask you about different sensations you feel in your body. The very first one, and this is, do you have the ability to feel hunger? Okay, can you describe to me what that feels like when you're hungry? Okay, good. And what about thirst? If you experience thirst, what does that feel like? Okay. Have you ever blushed before that you know of? Yeah. What does that feel like to you? Okay. And have you ever experienced a headache? You'd be surprised some people don't. What does that feel like to you? Good. Now I am going to test your lung interoception. I want you to take a deep breath in and out. Tell me what that felt like. What does it feel like when you breathe in and when you breathe out? Mm-hmm. Good, I know that's a little odd. Last interoception question. Can you feel your heartbeat? Just as we're sitting here, can you feel it if you focus on it? Okay, what does that feel like? Okay, very good. So that is going to conclude our sensory examination. It was quite a comprehensive examination indeed. Do you have any questions for me at all? Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you so much for joining me for this exam. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you. Bye now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And a big thank you to my patrons on Patreon, without which these videos wouldn't be possible. If you'd like to support the channel and check out my Patreon, the link is in the description, and I offer perks like early access to videos, as well as Patreon exclusive videos, of which there are a whole lot. Thank you. Yeah. I hope you have a whale of a day.